Hi, welcome to day 28 of Getting to Know Yourself Da'at Atzmacha series. Yesterday we spoke a little bit about this idea of giving, and if you're giving from a space of wanting something in return or wanting to see change in another, or if you're giving from a space of love, actually, that's what it would be. When you see the beauty in another person and who they really are, from knowing who you really are first, that's what you'd need to know, then you're able to see and give what that person actually needs. Here on page 153, Rav Schwartz says, but even one who is always helping people but has no inner sense of the soul is still a body without a soul. He can do acts of kindness from morning to night, 365 days a year, but to whom is she connecting? Just as she sees herself as a body, so does she see others. Since the body of another person has evil, she can't bond with them. Without a doubt, if one is giving without self-interest, there will be less strife, but she will still not be able to unite with others. Right? So the answer here is, in order to bond with another, we first have to know and bond with from the space of who we are. And then from there, we can bond with others. Rav Schwartz goes on to say that Adam Harishon, it says, was his size at the beginning before his sin was from one end of the world to the other. And after he sinned, God diminished him, as it says, you placed your hand upon me. He became 120 cubits. But what does that mean? Does that mean that his entire being took up the whole world? No. What it means is that when we were first created, we had this ability to feel expansive, and not expansive that our body was overweight, but expansive from our inner world, that we were able to bond with everything, with creation, everything that was created. You know how Shlomo Melech was able to hear the song and hear the words of all of creation and communicate with all of creation? We were able to do that. And that's extremely expansive. So anywhere we went, we were able to bond with people, create unity. But that comes from expansion, experiencing the inner world and bonding from that space. The more a person understands that the soul needs to expand by removing its borders, the more she will make a point of specifically relating to someone who's completely opposite personality. She will be able to expand herself through the differences she discovers in the other and bonding with her. So this is interesting because you'll notice a lot of people marry or are drawn to opposites of themselves. So when they're in a relationship with the opposite, they're like, what was I thinking? That's crazy. This is so hard. But the point is that our soul knew what we needed. We needed to go to opposite, not just to create balance, but so that because the expansion quality of our soul craves expanding and uniting even with people that are different. That's not to say, he says here in the book, if somebody is very disorganized and you're very organized, you wouldn't necessarily want to go into business with that person, but still bonding with them from a space where you could bond with them and unite with them is still necessary for you and for them. So that's what he's speaking about here, and that's what true unity looks like. I'm just going to look for we're in this, I think it's chapter, let me just make sure. Yeah, we're finishing up chapter 8, and then there's 2 more chapters left for this book, and we'll probably finish by the 40 days, Mirza Hashem. And then I'm going to miss you. So he says, the nature of the expansion depends on one's perspective. It's all in your perspective. If you see yourself as a soul, you know that your personality traits are your boundaries. Although you're proud of your orderliness, let's say, and it's praiseworthy, it's a boundary if it's stopping you from connecting with people who are not, right? So everything we have, they're gifts, and they're amazing, but what are they? I mean, the gifts that we have, they're amazing, but what are they there for? Are they there to help us feel like, oh, wow, I'm really great? And yeah, I could give out this gift here and this gift there, but there's really a separateness because those people don't have this gift. Or is it, I have this gift and that's great, but now let me go underneath it to who I really am, this soul, and connect from there to all these people. Right, so he speaks about marriage. We spoke about that. The fact is that everyone is unique. The world was made to accommodate differences, and it's not without good reason. If a person does not develop herself to be able to bond with opposite personalities, she only hurts others. She not only hurts others, but also damages her own outlook because she limits herself. She's like a short child who takes a pill so she won't grow anymore. A person looks at her qualities, considers them good, and is often correct, but is not ready to bond with opposite personalities. This refusal limits her growth. Gradually building the inner world of love. When we understand this deeply and know that we grow through working with different types of people, we'll gradually come to attain pleasure and joy when meeting people that are different from us. We will advance in a proper, gradual way with measured steps and come to build a world of inner love and unity with all of creation. The goal of creation is to be one, in which the wolf will live with the lamb, with no aggression, but only natural unity. We seek not what is called today a cold peace, but an inner natural unity with all of creation. And if you look at this picture over here, liberate the I, put aside I need, and ask why am I needed. So if you think about this, what I are we liberating? We want to liberate our inner self, that soul, put aside the ego, I need this and this and this from these people to change, and ask, why am I needed? How can I unite with these people? How can I give to these people or to myself? Sometimes we have to do too, remember. And we finished chapter 8. Have a beautiful day. Looking forward to tomorrow. Amir Hashem.